Good morning to all traders and welcome to another Markets of West. Today is the 4th of August and we're going to have another quick update for DXY, USD against Yen, dollar, the US oil, dollar CAD and Apple. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the DXY and just to have a quick update of what is really happening. Last time we talked about wave 3 being a bit short of the 161 extension and we were expecting a WX and Y to incur. However, now what is really happening, what we're seeing is most likely a triangular formation of some sort, because that looks like it can be a case where we've got W, X and Y, or A, B, C, D, E, and then we'll continue lower down. In either case, I'm looking at still being at wave 4, which means we can expect another leg to the downside where the 91.64 is very likely to break, and then we could be heading down for 91.38 or even lower. Now, as a rule of thumb, or maybe I should say as a guideline of thumb, since it's not a rule, if we connect, excuse me, if we connect 0 and up to 3, we see that wave 2 comes to around, I would say, probably 65%. So sometimes makes sense the 35%, which is the rest, to actually complete 100% retracement in both corrections, wave 2 and 2. I mean, the sum of the correction equals 100. So you can see that we did about a 30-something correction over here. Okay, so it might be a case that this is WX and Y, because we might get another high over here rather than the triangular variation, purely because we want this guideline, or we can assume that this guideline might be supported. Okay, now one might suggest that it might be some sort of correction down here, ABC, and we might start seeing prices moving up, and then we're going to get wave 4 here, and there's going to be a WX and Y, which is a combination of a flat and some other sort of pattern. But I doubt this is the case, guys. I believe that I'm going to see a continuation to the downside for the index. Now, dollar against yen. Interesting pattern over here, as it has been over the past few months, I would say. As you recall, we're looking at the correction over here, and then we're looking at the continuation to the upside. The correction down, we said maybe we'll go down to wave 4, because wave 4 and 2 usually do a nice cluster before we shoot to higher levels, or depends if it's a bearish trend, of course, that will be the contrary. What I'm seeing right now over here is like a very nice triangle, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm expecting another leg down. Now, how long wave 3 is going to be, because this is most likely 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say 5 for 3, then 4, then 5. I'm not sure. However, we can use for an approximation, of course, the Fibonacci extension. And what we are going to do, guys, we're going to start from the beginning of wave A, down to wave A, and then up to wave B, and assume a 61.8 and 100 Fibonacci. Okay, for now at least. The 61 is done already, so we don't have to worry about it. The 100 is at 108, which is a bit shy of the wave 4. If we get an extended C, then of course the chances of getting down to the previous low of 107.50 or so would increase, and from there I'll be starting to look for validations for a potential bullish opportunity. Now, oil has collected a bit shy of the 61.8 as we expected, which can mean two things. First of all, this is 1 and 2, this is 3 and 4, and this is 5. It looks like it, right? So it could be a case that this is ABC. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get the 68 anywhere between that area, actually 57.40 and 68.90, and then continue higher. Or it could be a case, guys, that this is A, B, and this is going to be, for example, hold on, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I doubt this is the case, because the structure does really look like it's got 5 waves down that way. That looks like a clear 5 to me, which means 1 and 2. That's the 3, that's the 4. The only thing that makes me think that we might get a multi-structure down, and it might be WX and Y indeed instead, is the fact that we'll have 2 impulsive moves down here, and these 2 moves are both usually belong to a wave 3, but because we're in commodities we do see extensions in waves 5. So to me that actually makes a very good sense that it's an A wave, and we're just expecting an ABC and then continuation to the downside because, you know, a zigzag can be expected in wave 2. Is pretty much what I'm saying. Okay, now in case we go lower and then we'll move higher and we stop at close to the previous high or something, do not forget that we always talked about the opportunity that this might be a W, X, and Y, okay? But I doubt this is the case because we are in the lower degree, and the higher degree correction lasted less than what we are currently making a hypothesis for. So USDCAD next, guys. I must say that USDCAD took me a while to work around these sort of structures over here because they seem to have very unmatching corrections. But either case, I'm looking for, and you know that, I'm looking for 3, 4, and a move down in wave 5. So right here, what it looks like to me is that we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave 1. We are expecting a correction, and that looks corrective indeed. So we might get up to 61.8, which usually is a very good level 2 correction for Fibonacci, and then continue 3, 4, and 5 to at least 1734, which is a longer term Fibonacci extension. So what we could do as well, if we take into consideration the assumption, we can go to the 61.8 and we'll look for wave 3 at around 120 or so, okay? Or because we don't have wave 4 yet in, you know, we can assume that 120, 145 at least for now. And last, guys, I want to have a quick look on Apple because I haven't looked at it for a while. Last time, if you remember, I was looking at this being wave 5 and diagonal, but with having a 5-wave structure down here and a 5-wave sort of structure over here, it looks to me like this is most likely part of a running flat. ABC, triangle in B, some sort of, you know, expansion above over here, wave 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This decline that did not carry on with another decline of 5 waves tells me that this is part of a running flat. And that is the reason I'm currently looking at upside. We've done wave 1 and 2, 3, and it looks like we're going to go for a triangle in 4, again with a triangle A, B, C, D, E, and then continue all the way up. Now, as you can see, as a general rule of thumb, or let me just say again, a guideline of thumb, we have wave 4 being actually on top of wave 5 in order to calculate a potential projection. And that brings me to 159 for Apple, guys, okay? Of course, another case is that we can use wave 1, or then we can use you know, if we go all the way down to wave, the beginning of wave 1, we can come up to 3 and then down to 4 and use the 38.2 and the 61.8 Fibonacci extensions to calculate potential projection levels. When we find the cluster, that's a good level. So thank you for watching, guys. I wish you a good trading session. We'll be here again tomorrow. Do not forget, if you have any comments, do not hesitate to leave them on the YouTube section, and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. Cheers.